lavender pink skies. If this is your first time here, I'm glad the rain brought you in. This is a quiet place. Every video is an hour-long sleep story, written to help you slow down, let the day go, and find your way to sleep. Tonight's story is called Rain on the Roof, Fire in the Hearth. For the next hour, you'll be inside, warm and still, while the rain does what rain does best, make everything outside sound very far away, and everything inside feel very close. Before we begin, if this helps you sleep, a subscription means there'll always be somewhere dry to come back to. And when you wake up, if you'd like to leave a comment, what time it is where you are, or which part of the world is getting the rain tonight, I'd love to know. Now, get comfortable. Let your body settle. The rain is already falling. The fire is already lit. There's nothing to do but listen. You are inside. That is the first thing, the most important thing, perhaps on a night like this. You are inside, and the rain is outside, and there is a roof between you and it. A good roof, a reliable one, the kind that does not announce itself during dry weather, but becomes, on a rainy night, one of the most reassuring things in the world. You can hear it, the rain arriving on the tiles, or the slate, or whatever this roof is made of, a sound that is continuous and even and entirely beyond your control or concern. You do not need to do anything about the rain. It is doing what rain does, falling at its own pace, for its own reasons, with no interest in what you think about it. It was falling before you came inside, and it will continue falling after you are asleep. It is simply part of the night. The way the dark is part of the night. The way the fire is part of this room. The fire. It is burning in the hearth, a proper hearth, set into the wall, with a surround that has absorbed years of heat and radiates it back into the room, even when the fire itself is low. And the fire tonight is low. Not new, not built up, but settled. The kind of fire that has been going since the early evening and is now in its latter stage. The logs reduced to thick embers, the flames occasional and small, the heat steady and deep and reliable. The room is warm in the particular way that a room is warm when the heat comes from burning wood rather than from pipes or radiators. A warmth that is uneven in the best sense, slightly more present near the hearth, slightly less in the corners, with gradations and shifts that give the warmth a quality that purely mechanical heating never quite achieves. It is the warmth of something alive, or recently alive, doing what fire does, giving off what it has into the air around it. You are sitting, or you are lying down, whichever you have arranged for yourself tonight. The position is the right one. You would not have settled into it if it were not. Your back is supported. Your head is supported. Your legs are extended or folded or arranged in whatever way is most natural for you in this moment. And they are warm, and they are still. The rain continues on the roof. Listen to it for a moment, without trying to do anything with the listening, not analyzing it, not thinking about what it means, or what it sounds like, or what it reminds you of. Just receiving the sound, the way it comes in waves that are not quite waves, the way it is continuous but not uniform, the way individual drops are indistinguishable within the whole, but the whole has a texture to it, a rhythm that is not quite a rhythm, a constancy that is more felt than counted. This is one of the oldest sounds there is. Rain on a roof is a sound that people have been falling asleep to for as long as there have been roofs. Before that, rain on leaves, rain on stone, rain on the ground outside the entrance to wherever shelter was. The sound of water falling from the sky onto surfaces is among the most ancient lullabies, and it requires no effort from you, only that you are inside and warm and able to hear it. You are all of those things. Beneath the rain, the fire, two sounds layered. The rain is higher, a softer percussion, a continuous texture. The fire is lower, occasional, irregular, a warmth in a sound as much as the air. Together they fill the room with something that is between sound and silence. Too much presence to be truly quiet, but nothing in it that demands attention or requires response. You can simply exist inside these sounds. That is all they are asking of you. Not your attention, not your engagement, not your interpretation. Simply your presence here, in this room, while the rain falls and the fire burns and the evening continues to do what evenings do. The rain has a particular quality tonight. Not a storm, nothing like that. This is the other kind of rain, the kind that arrives without drama and settles in for the long hours, the kind that will still be falling when you wake and will have been falling steadily and without urgency through all the hours between. It is not trying to make a point. It is simply rain, doing what rain does in this part of the world in this kind of season, arriving softly, persisting gently, making the outside wet and the inside, by contrast, all the more completely itself. Listen to where it is loudest. Directly overhead, if you are under a pitched roof, the sound is most present. A consistent rush of small impacts, each one too small to notice individually, but together producing a sound that has weight and texture. If there is a window nearby, you might hear the rain on the glass. A different note, sharper, more individual. And underneath all of it, the sound of water finding its way along gutters and down pipes. A quieter threading of the sound that is almost musical. None of these sounds need to be identified or catalogued. They can simply exist in the room with you, the way the fire exists, the way the warmth exists, as part of the quality of this particular night, this particular hour, this particular being inside while it rains, which is one of the specific pleasures of a wet country, one of the things the rain inadvertently provides to those who are dry. The room has taken on a particular quality. Rooms do this on rainy nights. They become more themselves. The walls feel more present. The warmth feels more deliberate. The light from the fire, moving slowly across surfaces, seems to have more work to do against a grey outside, and does it quietly, without fuss. The curtains, if there are curtains, hold the window and the rain behind them, and leave the room to be the room, contained and warm and separate from the wet. You have been inside for a while now, long enough that the sound of the rain has become background rather than event. This is the shift that happens when you stay in one place long enough with a single continuous sound. It moves from being something you notice to being something you inhabit. The rain is no longer a sound that arrives at your ears from outside. It is simply the texture of the air, the quality of the night, a given rather than a happening. fire makes a sound, distinct from the rain, a brief crack or a small settling, the kind of irregular sound that stands out against the continuous rain, the way a single note stands out against a chord. Your attention finds it and then releases it. The fire is fine. The fire is doing what fires do. You do not need to attend to it. Think of the outside for a moment, not with any intention of going there, just to appreciate from the inside what the outside is doing. The lane or the road, if there is one nearby, is empty and wet. The surface of it dark and reflective. The rain making small disturbances in every puddle, every flat surface of water, a tiny percussion instrument being played by the falling drops. The trees, if there are trees, are receiving the rain in their own way. The leaves, if it is a leafy time of year, catching and releasing it, the branches dripping steadily. The ground is soft with it. Everything outside is wet, and you are not. That is a simple fact, with a profound effect on the quality of this room. The contrast between the wet outside and the dry inside is part of what makes inside, on a night like this, feel as it does. Complete, sufficient, a place that is doing exactly what a place is meant to do. Consider the roof for a moment, not architecturally. You do not need to think about how it was built, or what it is made of, or what it would cost to repair. Just as a fact, there is a roof above you, and it is doing what roofs do, which is the single most fundamental act of shelter. It is keeping the water out. Every drop of rain that falls tonight falls on the outside of the roof and runs off it, follows its course down to the gutters and away, and none of it reaches you. You are dry. You will remain dry. This has been the arrangement all evening, and it will be the arrangement all night, and you do not need to do anything to maintain it. The fire, similarly, requires nothing from you right now. Someone, you perhaps, or the evening itself, attended to it earlier. Logs were placed, the fire was built, and it has been doing the rest on its own, consuming what it was given, producing heat and light, and the occasional small sound, a self-sufficient process that began with intention and has continued on its own momentum. Fires, once started, require very little. They simply burn at the rate that their fuel allows, giving off what they give off, making the room what the room becomes when there is a fire in it. This room, with this fire, on this rainy night, is its own complete thing. You are here. The rain is there. The fire is here, between you and the cold, and the roof is between you and the rain, and the walls are between you and the wind if there is wind, and all of these ordinary solid things are doing their jobs tonight without asking to be acknowledged. They have your comfort entirely in hand. The firelight moves. This is one of the things about a real fire that no other source of light quite replicates. The movement. Not dramatic movement. Nothing is flickering wildly. The fire is too low and settled for that. But the light it gives off is not static. It shifts very slightly from moment to moment. A small increase as a piece of ember catches briefly, a diminishing as it releases, a gentle pulse that is barely perceptible unless you are being still enough to notice it. You are being still enough to notice it. The wall opposite the hearth receives this light and gives it back in different ways at different moments. Now a little brighter, now a little less. The texture of the plaster or the wallpaper visible in one moment and absorbed into shadow in the next. The corners of the room have their own behavior. They hold the darker end of the gradient, receiving the least of the fire's light, becoming the deepest amber that is almost but not quite shadow. There are things in the room. You have been in this room long enough that you know where they are, without needing to look directly at them. A chair, or the chair you are in. A table with things on it. A cup, perhaps, empty or nearly so, its purpose fulfilled. A shelf or shelves with the accumulated objects of a place. Books with their spines turned out. A few things that are not books. Everything quieter and more still than it is during the day. The books are worth noticing, briefly. Not to read, not tonight. Just to be aware of them, of the fact of them, of the accumulated words and thoughts and stories contained in those spines. Thousands of pages in that shelf, or however many books there are. Thousands of rooms and lives and voices, all of them perfectly still right now, waiting in the dark with the patience that books have always had. They do not mind being unread tonight. They have waited through many nights like this one. The rain is still there, on the roof. The rain on the roof is speaking a language you have always known. Not literally. It has no meaning, no message, no intention directed at you. But the body knows this sound at a level below thought. Warmth, shelter, rain outside, dry inside. This combination is so old that it may be one of the few genuinely universal forms of comfort, crossing every difference of culture and circumstance. You do not need to have heard this particular roof before to find it reassuring. The reassurance comes from something older than memory. This is one of the sounds the world has always made, and you are inside it, and you are warm. You may have stopped actively listening to it, which is as it should be. It has moved from the foreground to the background, become part of the air rather than a sound arriving in it. Every so often, you become aware of it again. A slight increase in its intensity, or a moment of relative quiet in the room that lets it through. And then it recedes again into the texture of the evening. The fire crackles once, brief, small, a tiny announcement of continued existence, and then silence, and then the return of the rain as the only sound in the room. Your eyes may have moved toward the hearth at the sound, out of habit, the habit of attending to fires, of making sure. And the fire is fine. The embers are glowing. The heat is steady. There is nothing required. Your body has been settling throughout all of this, settling in the way that bodies settle when they have been warm and still for long enough. When the muscles that spend the day maintaining readiness have begun, one by one, to release that readiness. Your back, wherever it is resting, is more fully resting than it was an hour ago. Your hands, wherever they have come to lie, are more completely at rest than they were. The skin of your face, your forehead, the muscles around your eyes, is smoother, softer, doing nothing at all. Notice, if you like, the temperature of your hands right now. They will be warm. The fire has seen to that, warming the air that surrounds them for hours. The backs of your hands, the palms, the fingers. Warmth that came from burning wood, that moved through the air of the room, that has been absorbed by your skin without your noticing. This is how the fire gives its heat. Not directly, but through the medium of the air, which carries it everywhere in the room equally, laying it gently on every surface it touches. You have been touched by this fire all evening. You carry its warmth now. Even if the fire were to go out entirely, and it will eventually in the small hours, the warmth it has given is already in the room, in the walls, in you. It cannot be taken back. It is simply here, in the temperature of your skin and the heaviness of your limbs, and the ease with which your eyes stay closed. This has been happening without your asking it to. The room has been doing it. The warmth, the low light, the sound of the rain, the occasional reassuring voice of the fire. All of it has been working on your body as steadily as the fire has been working on the logs, slowly, without drama, reducing everything to its simplest state. You are approaching your simplest state, not there yet, but approaching it. The distance between where you are now and where you will be when you are asleep is smaller than the distance between where you were when the evening began and where you are now. You have come a long way tonight, very quietly, without going anywhere. There is a long tradition of this, of being inside while it rains, of having found shelter, whatever shelter is available to you, cottage or flat or house, or somewhere else entirely, and being dry within it while the rain comes down on everything outside. People have been doing this for as long as rain has been falling, and shelter has existed, long before electricity, long before glass in windows, long before any of the particular comforts of this room. People were inside while it rained, finding the same contrast, the same relief, the same particular quality of warmth that only exists when warmth is defined against the cold and wet outside. You are part of that long tradition tonight. There is nothing remarkable about being inside on a rainy night, and yet there is something, if you are still enough to feel it, that is more than ordinary. The rain gives the inside a meaning it does not have on dry nights. It sharpens the edges of the shelter, makes the warmth more itself, makes the dryness more of a thing. You notice the fire more because of the rain. You notice the roof more. You notice that you are in a place and that the place is holding you. That noticing, quiet as it is enough to rest in. The rain confirms this. It has been falling all evening, and it is still falling, and it will be falling when you are asleep, and none of that has required anything from you. The rain does not need your participation, neither does the fire. Neither does the roof that keeps the first from meeting the second. Everything is managing without you. And that, on a night like this, is exactly right. The particular comfort of rain on a roof is partly the sound and partly what the sound means. It means you are not out in it. It means something is between you and it. It means whatever is happening outside is happening outside, and you are on the other side of the happening, dry and warm, with a fire and a room, and all the distance that walls and a roof create between a person and the weather. This is a very old and very simple form of safety, and the body recognizes it as such and responds to it by releasing whatever it has been holding. You can feel that release now, if you attend to it. Not a dramatic release, nothing sudden, just the ongoing, very gradual loosening of things that have been held since morning. The set of the jaw, the position of the shoulders, the particular quality of alertness that the waking mind maintains, and that the sleeping mind has no use for. All of it releasing, degree by degree. into the warmth of the room and the sound of the rain and the last of the fire's heat, going quietly the way the evening has gone. The mind is quieter than it was, not empty. The mind is never quite empty, not until sleep itself takes over, but quieter. The thoughts that were present at the beginning of the evening, the things you carried in from the day, the small worries and undone tasks and half-formed plans. They have softened. They have lost their edges. They are still somewhere in there, but they are not pressing against the surface anymore. They are further back, in a room of their own, the door closed. You did not close the door. The evening closed it. The rain did part of it. There is something about the sound of rain on a roof, its constancy, its indifference to everything you are concerned about, that gently, persistently suggests that the things you are concerned about are smaller than the rain, older than your concerns, more continuous. The rain was falling before you had these thoughts, and it will be falling after you have forgotten them, and that puts them in a certain proportion. The fire did part of it too. The fire has been doing its quiet work all evening, taking the cold out of the air, taking the tension out of the room, asking nothing and giving steadily. You have been absorbing its warmth for hours now. It is in your skin, in the temperature of your hands, in the heaviness of your eyelids. Your eyelids, they are heavier now, not in an unpleasant way, in the right way, the way that happens when sleep is genuinely close and the body is genuinely ready. The muscles that hold the eyes open are small muscles, and they are among the first to acknowledge, honestly, when the day is done. They are acknowledging it now, slowly. With each blink, the closed position feels slightly more like where they belong. Let them close when they are ready. The room will still be here. The rain will still be here. The fire will still be here. You do not need to watch any of it. You can know the rain is falling without hearing every drop. You can know the fire is burning without seeing the light it gives. You can know the roof is holding without looking at it. You can simply know you are safe and warm and inside, and let the eyes rest. The breath, it has slowed somewhere in the last hour without your asking it to. Each breath is longer now. The in-breath deeper, the out-breath longer. The pause between more comfortable, less like a gap, and more like a natural rest between one thing and the next. Breathe in the warm air, the faint wood smoke, the particular smell of a room where rain falls outside and fire burns inside. That specific combination that belongs to certain evenings in certain places and to nowhere else. Breathe out, long and easy. The room receives it. A pause, a quiet, easy pause. And then the next breath arrives when the body is ready for it, without you having to fetch it. The thoughts are moving further away now. They are not gone. They are simply at a distance where they no longer require engagement. You can be aware of them the way you are aware of the rain. Present, continuous, not requiring a response. Let them be where they are. They will still be there in the morning if you need them. They will wait. Thoughts are very patient. They do not mind being left alone for a night. The room holds the evening the way a cupped hand holds water. Everything in it, the warmth, the low light, the sounds of the rain and the fire, has gathered here, drawn together by the walls and the roof, into a quality that is specific to this hour, this night, this particular combination of rain and fire and stillness. In an hour, this quality will be slightly different as the fire fades further and the rain perhaps eases. In 2 hours, it will be different again. But right now, in this moment, the room is holding all of it. The amber warmth, the soft percussion overhead, the smell of a fire well into its life, and it is offering it to you without condition. All you have to do is be here to receive it. You have been doing that all evening without being asked to think about it. You arrived and you sat, and the room began its work of receiving you, adjusting to your presence, wrapping its warmth around you, letting the sounds of the rain and fire gradually replace whatever noise had been in your head when you came in. That replacement is nearly complete now. Whatever noise was in your head when the evening began has been largely replaced by the sound of rain on a roof and the very quiet sound of a fire that is almost finished. These are better sounds. They are older sounds. They have no content, no urgency, no demand, no message. They are simply the sounds of physical things doing what physical things do. And they are here to accompany you into sleep. The rain falls. The fire burns low. You are going under, very gently, the way the evening has been taking you all along. There is nothing to resist. There is nothing to hold on to. The rain and the fire have been taking turns at the edges of your awareness. Sometimes the rain is more present, a slight increase in its sound, or a moment of quiet from the fire that lets the rain come forward. Sometimes the fire is more present, a brief crackle, a small shift in the light behind your eyelids. Neither of them needs you to choose between them. They can both be there, layered, the way the warmth and the cool are both there in a room on a winter night. Different qualities existing simultaneously, each one giving the other meaning. You have been inside these layered sounds for a long time now, long enough that they are no longer separate things you are listening to. They are simply the texture of the air, the quality of this particular darkness. The rain is not arriving at your ears from outside. It is simply part of where you are, as much as the warmth is part of where you are, as much as the breath moving slowly through you is part of where you are. You are made of this room now, a little, or the room has become you, a little. That is what happens in places where you have been still for long enough. The boundary between you and the room becomes less distinct. The warmth you feel is partly yours and partly the room's, and it is impossible at this depth to say where one ends and the other begins. That dissolution is the beginning of sleep. Let it continue. The room has you. The body is releasing now, not all at once, gradually, the way everything in this evening has been gradual. The fire burning down, the rain settling in, the thoughts moving back, everything on its own pace, in its own time, without being asked to hurry. Begin at the top, if that helps, the top of the head, the scalp, the small muscles across it, soft, not holding anything, not bracing against anything, just the top of you, in the warm dark, doing nothing at all. The forehead, smooth, no expression there tonight, no small concentrations of effort or concern, just skin over bone, at rest, in the warmth, the eyes, closed or nearly closed. Behind the eyelids, the faint warmth of a room, the very faintest suggestion of the fire's glow, filtered through skin. It will fade as the fire fades, and it does not need to be held or watched or kept. The jaw, soft, the lower jaw finding its natural resting place, the slight downward pull of its own small weight, the space inside a mouth easy and unremarkable, the throat, soft, the neck released, both sides of it, the long muscles that have held the head upright since morning, all of that work now given over to the pillow, the cushion, the surface that is behind you. You do not need to hold your own head. Whatever is behind you is holding it. Let it. The shoulders, lower than they were this morning, lower, probably, than they have been all week. A body in a warm room on a rainy night, beside a fire, with nothing required. This is the condition under which shoulders find their truest resting place, and that is where yours are now. The arms, both of them, the full length of each arm, from the rounded weight of the shoulder to the loose arrangement of the fingers. Heavy, supported, not waiting for anything, not ready for anything, simply resting in the positions they have found. The hands, the warmest parts of you, perhaps. The fire has been warming them all evening, and warmth gathers in hands. Each finger, loosely where it is. No grip, no readiness. Just your hands, in the warm room, on this rainy night, being still, the chest rising and falling. Very slowly now. The breath is slow enough that each movement of the chest is barely perceptible. Just a slight deepening and releasing. The body doing its oldest and most essential work at its quietest and most economical. In, out, a pause, in again, the stomach, released, not held, not braced, soft and warm beneath whatever covers you, doing nothing, being nothing, except present. The back, all of it. The lower back, where so much of the day's effort is stored. The middle, the upper, between the shoulder blades. All of it given over to the surface beneath you. The surface is doing the work now. Your back is not doing anything. It is resting. The legs, long and heavy. The thighs, the knees, the calves. The weight of each leg fully surrendered to gravity, to the chair or the bed or whatever is holding you. You are not holding your legs up. They are being held. The feet, warm, still. The soles of your feet, which have been in contact with the world all day. Not in contact with anything now except warmth and the materials around them. Resting, the whole body, from the top of the head to the soles of the feet. All of it here, all of it warm, all of it given over to the room, to the warmth, to the support of whatever holds you. The rain falls on the roof, softly, consistently. The fire gives its last warmth, quietly, both of them doing what they do, without asking anything of you. Both of them here, as you are here. The rain is still falling. You may not be able to hear it anymore, or you may hear it at a distance, something at the edges of awareness, continuous and soft, a presence more than a sound. It has been falling all evening. It will fall through the night. It does not need you to listen to it. It was not falling for you. It was simply falling the way rain falls, for its own ancient reasons. And you happen to be inside, warm, beside a fire. And that made the falling useful in a way it does not always get to be. The fire is almost done. The embers have given most of what they had. The heat they gave off is still in the room, in the walls, in the air, in your skin. Heat does not disappear. It moves, it spreads, it becomes the temperature of whatever it touches. And the room has been touched by this fire all evening, and it is warm, and it will stay warm. You are warm. The thoughts, if there are thoughts, are shapes now, not sentences, not questions, just the soft shapes of things. A warmth, a colour, the impression of somewhere you have been or might be. These are not thoughts to follow. They are the mind finding its way to where it goes when you are asleep. That other country, where things are made of feeling rather than logic, where you go every night and return from every morning and remember almost nothing of. You are on the border of that country now. Let yourself cross. There is nothing on this side that cannot wait until morning. The breath, in, out. The pause between is very long now, a pause that does not feel like waiting, just a stillness, a complete and easy stillness between one breath and the next. And then the next breath comes, without effort, without you. The room is very dark now. The fire has given its last, and the embers are the dimmest red, and the room around you is the darkness of a room at night, with the curtains drawn. A gentle darkness, a familiar darkness, a darkness that has been here every night and asks nothing. The rain on the roof, faint, continuous, indifferent to everything except falling. You are in a warm room. The rain is outside. The fire has done its work. The roof is holding. There is nothing at all that requires your attention now. Sleep. The rain will be here when you wake. The morning will be here when you wake. Everything will be where you left it. But that is a long way away. Right now, there is only the sound of rain, and the last of the warmth, and the dark, and the easy breath moving through you. In, out, sleep.